everybody here today. And ambitious professionals, we come to you every Friday at 12:30. Loubna and Yvonne come to you because we want to talk about different parts of your career, things that you need to succeed in your career. So we call it our Friday Lunch and Learn with Yvonne and Loubna. So I am happy to be here. And just before Loubna talk about, introduce yourself, because some of you maybe have not met Loubna before, or some of you might not have met me before. So I'm a career advancement and growth coach. I help career professionals get hired and get promoted and help them to earn their optimal income, because that is what we believe that you need. So today, Loubna is here, but look where Loubna is. She looks like she's in a beautiful place. Loubna, where are you while
Hi,
you're in
Yvonne.
Ottawa?
Hello, hello. Yes, I'm not calling from New Jersey today. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm actually on a retreat with one of my coaches. As we said before, coaches have coaches. So I'm here on the retreat with other amazing people, but I'm not going to miss our lunch and learn. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm an executive coach for professionals who are in career transition, and when we're talking about career transition, it's about taking your career to the next level, getting promoted, getting a pay raise, understanding how to be the best at your job and how to get compensated accordingly. Okay.
Awesome, awesome. So, before since career professionals are streaming in, I just want to let you know that if you are here live, if you could put in the comments live, and if you are on the replay, if you could put replay. So I just want to let you know, and I'm working a few things here. We are streaming in today on LinkedIn. We are on YouTube. And I just turned on Wisdom. Wisdom is an audio app. And we are planning to do a lot of these things. Every Friday, we have a lunch and learn, Yvonne and Loubna, because we want to help all you career professionals. And one of the reasons why we are also doing this on Friday is because, as you know, LinkedIn is also going to have an audio app. So we will be on LinkedIn. We will be on Wisdom. We will be on, what's your name of the other one? I can't even remember it. Clubhouse. So we
Oh,
will be
yes.
everywhere on Fridays as soon as we can sync up everything together. I'm so excited about this because
Yeah.
when we have you coming on stage and you're going to be asking your questions, especially when we can click on your face, you ask your questions, you talk to the public. We want to help you people. And I'm so excited about all these technologies that we're able to use. So, I just wanted to say that and put my excitement out there. So if you are watching live, if you're on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and if you're listening on the audio app, that's wonderful. So, guys, let's go. So next week, Friday, remember, 12:30, we stream live on these platforms. Yvonne and Loubna Lunch and Learn to help you with your career progression. Loubna is an executive coach. I am an executive coach. I'm speaking too fast because I'm so excited. So if you remember, if you're watching live, put live and let us know where you are tuning in from. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And I'm going to look for the comments now. And Stella says she is tuning in live. So let's go and see if we can help Stella with her career progression and her resume. So, Loubna, what do you
Yes.
say about what is a resume for? Let me start that, because we know that a resume, the main purpose is to get you an interview, right? It is our
Yes.
main marketing document, and a lot of job seekers are not being successful with the resume, because what is it about this piece of document that it is so crazy, like people can't get through with it. And let me just say, Ram is saying hello, and Buhari Ahmad
Oh,
is
Nigeria.
tuning in from Nigeria. Isn't that
Nice.
wonderful?
Hello. That's
So,
great.
Loubna, what do you think?
Yes.
What's going on here? What's going on?
So, yes, the resume is that first piece of paper that gets you to the next step to being close to getting an interview. Okay. And that piece of paper, like Yvonne said, it's your first marketing tool to describe who you are, what you're bringing to the table, and do it in a way that the recruiter or the hiring manager will put you on the yes pile and not put you on the no pile. Okay? So there's a lot of work that needs to go into the resume before you send it. Okay? You get to put a lot of thinking. You get to highlight your achievements. You need to position yourself in the best way possible. Okay? And we will go through all those sections in more detail.
Well, I like that because a lot of people think that, okay, a resume is just a casual thing. You just take one from your database and you just send it for every job and any job. And that is the reason why people are not very successful. Because when I work with people, honestly, the last lady I worked with, she only sent four out. And some people are saying I'm sending 100 out. So I
Oh,
cannot understand. And Loubna doesn't have any client who sends 100 resumes out. So
oh no.
something must be wrong. Why some
Yes.
people are sending 100? And Eric Boschuk is from Hungary. Can you imagine? From Hungary, and
Wow.
he's tuning in
This
right
is
now.
great. I
I
love
know
it
he's
that we have
awesome.
people globally. I love it. I love
So,
it.
what we want you to do, ladies and gentlemen, what we want you to do, ambitious career professionals, put in the chat if you what your issue is. If you're looking for work, why it does it take so long for you to get an interview? What don't you understand? What do you think you're doing wrong? What do you need help with? Because we're here every Friday to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, we want to help you. Honestly, we want everybody who's looking for work to find work.
Yes. Oh, hey, Daniela. Oh, gorgeous New Jersey. Okay, I miss you. No, I don't
Yeah.
New Jersey. Okay. So, Yvonne, you were referring to people submitting hundreds of resumes. I'm going to share a story. 2 years ago, I was working with an executive, and I kid you not, he said, Lubna, I sent 400 applications, and maybe he got 2 interviews. I'm like, are you serious? 400 applications. And Yvonne, we started working together. We tweaked the resume, we put some effort into it. And a couple of weeks later, he got interviews and he got an offer and accepted a new job. So there are ways to make your resume work for you. Okay. And there's a lot of effort that needs to put into it. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about highlighting and laying out who you are. It's not about you. I'm sorry to say that. You want to attract the employer, you want them to see that you are the candidate that they must hire. All right, because you're not the only one who's submitting your application. They receive hundreds and maybe sometimes thousands of applications, and you need to stand out from the competition. And that's what you need to keep in mind. All right, it's not about, oh, I'm just going to tell them I did this, I did that. Nobody cares. What they care about is what you will be doing for them. Right, Ivan?
Awesome.
What's in it for me?
Yeah, what is in it for me? And awesome, because what we also need to understand before we even go into, like what the resume should look like, which perhaps we will not go into all that detail today, but just give you some great ideas about that because we want to hear it from you. What you need to understand, ambitious professionals, we are professionals, right? Your career is a business. I say this a lot. I say it a lot on Wisdom. I say it everywhere I go. Your career is a business. If you are running a business and you're even marketing, so we say it's your best marketing tool. You're in a competition.
Yes.
Would you put out a sloppy advert or a sloppy marketing tool that is not going to take you anywhere? If you do the work up front, I guarantee
Yes.
you 100. This is my guarantee to you, and I will even pay you. I will send you an Amazon gift card if I need to do that. If you do this upfront, do the work up front, take the time to do it, you are going to be guaranteed success. Do your
Hmm.
research, make sure that that resume document tool is the best you can put out. Even if you spend a
Yes.
whole day on it, what is the cost, the opportunity cost of spending time up front and
Hmm.
sending that resume? Let me tell you what the opportunity costs. You don't go to bed if you don't have a job. It will prevent a lot of stress. You know, people now talk about stress management and work-life balance and stress and everything that everything nowadays is causing people stress, right? It will reduce your stress. So your mind, right? You have to think about, you have to have the right attitude when you look at the piece of paper. Because I know there are a lot of people who are putting effort in there when they see the job. So that
Hmm.
is what we are saying to you first. Your mindset about this piece of paper has to
Yes.
change. Rather than going on LinkedIn, and I bash LinkedIn sometimes and I praise LinkedIn because there's a lot of good information there, but there's also a lot of bad information. Don't go and listen to people who say just send a resume
Mm.
or just take a resume from your database, don't customize it. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. Just don't send out resume for every job and send hundreds of resume. That is like just sending things out and wasting your time. And guys,
Yes.
time is also money, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
just saying that, I know Loubna wants to say something. I can see her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yvonne, so you know, last week when we were talking about negotiation, we talked about the money mindset, and you just said it. People need to have the right mindset when they're writing their resume. Okay, it's the most important piece of paper you're going to share with employers who don't know you. So you get to come and write it with the right mindset and highlight all your achievements, and 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 really feel connected. Okay, maybe this might sound crazy to some of you, but you need to be connected to everything you have done. You need to remember all the amazing projects you have worked on. You need to remember that you're going to be an invaluable resource for the employer. Okay, and when you go with that mindset, you're going to put your heart and brain into it, you know. And it takes time to do that, but once you do, it feels great to you, and then you share it, you start sharing it. You don't just waste your time sending applications without specific goal or mindset.
I know we have time. So the mindset, I'm going to go back a little bit to the mindset because Lubna loves to talk about the mindset. She believes in having the right mindset. Ambitious professionals, I'm telling you something. If you're applying for a job right now and you look at the job and you listen to people who say you will not get the job and do this thing, or you're too old or too young to get the job, if you start applying for a job and you say to yourself, I think I'm going to be too old to get the job, I can
Mm,
guarantee you're not getting the job.
yes,
Because you
yes.
already told yourself you are not getting the job and you already put it out there. So all the energy that you would put into the resume, it's useless. If you already tell yourself, I'm too young to get this job because I think they are looking for so many years of experience and I don't have it, then don't bother. Because you already set the mindset, you already put the energy out there that I'm not getting the job. So why are you
Yes.
wasting your time in writing a resume that will not get you the job? That's too much, right?
Mhm,
So when
mhm.
you are listen, even if you apply for the job and don't get it, you're one step closer because now you're honing your resume writing skills, you're honing all the other skills. Why not turn it around and give yourself some kudos for, oh my goodness, look at the great job I did to this resume. This is my first resume. I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there to see what happens because we know that you have to put the good stuff in the resume, but we are saying go with the right mindset. Fix your mindset because 80% of the work you're doing to get a job and to get a and get your resume out there, it's because you have the right mindset. 20% is the work that you do.
Yes. I totally
So,
agree, Yvonne. I
yes,
totally agree.
we
Yeah.
want some comments, guys. Put some comments in there. I'm sure some of you are looking for work, and that is why we're here. We're not just here to talk to ourselves. I know Loubna. Loubna knows me. And all we chat among ourselves.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Eric and Buhari and Ramya and so on. Let us know.
Stella, yeah, please
Question
put
there.
some comments, share with us your experience. How
Yeah.
many resumes have you submitted
How
before
many
you got
resumes
the
have you sent
interview?
out if you're looking for work right now? How many resumes? Just put in the chat. And we
Mm-hmm.
are going to ask you, how many resumes have you sent out?
Yeah.
And then we probably can use that as a segue into another, helping you in some way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Yvonne, I would like to go back to what you were saying about, the mindset and the effort that people put into it. Sometimes, like one of the things I have noticed is that people have uh, they forget what they have achieved. They forget all the amazing projects they worked on. And it's a whole art to write a resume. Okay? It's not just about listing everything, hoping that people will be amazed what you have done, but you need to show them exactly what you're bringing to the table. Okay? And when you're talking about your achievements, and that's one of the sections we have on the resume, right? You need to have a section where you're describing the projects, you're describing them in a way that shows the results, right? The outcomes that you have generated for your previous employers. Okay, as an employer, I want to know what you have done so that I can tell myself, okay, this person has already achieved that, then I can hire them. All right, if we put that in a simple way. But it's also very important to help you build your confidence. It makes you remember what you have achieved, what you're capable of achieving, and that goes again into the mindset and feeling confident to go and apply for specific jobs.
Well, we have a comment here from Eric. Hi, Eric.
Eric,
Eric saying, I have sent out countless numbers. I
oh,
lost
did you
count.
oh did
All
you
right.
send tens, 10, 50, hundreds?
Well,
Eric, how
countless
many did you
numbers, I'm
send?
thinking probably more than 100.
Yeah, countless, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to ask you a question, Eric, and if you could put an answer in the chat there. You have sent out countless numbers. You don't even have time to figure them out, because I know after a while it gets weary, and we empathize with that. We feel for you because we've been there. We've applied for
Yeah.
jobs before. So the
Mm-hmm.
question for you is, when you applied for those jobs, did you, because Lubna and I believe that you should have an executive summary at the top, which we call your value proposition,
Yes. Yeah.
especially if they don't ask for a cover letter. It's my feeling that cover letters are dying slowly, but we'll talk about that another time. So,
Mm-hmm.
did you have an executive summary on it, and did you quantify your achievements and customize them to the role? Those are that's a whole lot I've said, because that is in a mouthful what really you really need to do. So just
Yes.
put something in the chat there and let us know, did
Yeah.
you customize at least the last one? Did you customize your resume to the roles? And while we're waiting on Eric to put something in the chat for us, the next thing, what we are saying, that your resume, if you saw the banner running in the intro, it was saying that your resume represents you when you're not present.
Mm-hmm.
Because the resume goes to the hiring manager and you're not there for them to ask you any question. And they have their job description. Did you
Yes.
know, as a recruiter or as a hiring manager in my previous job, I've done that for 15 years, we used to have the resume in front of us, and we have the job description in front of us, and we go
Yeah.
through the resume. A lot of people don't understand that this is what we do. So we go
Mm-hmm.
through the resume and we go through the job description, and for each line of the requirements we look into your resume to see if you have done it. So this is the
Yes.
reason why I'm asking that question.
Yes.
right?
Yvonne, let me share an example of one of my clients. Two weeks ago, yeah, 2 weeks ago. So I was working with one of my clients, and he uh, he was actually networking with some of his friends, and he came across a position. It was a VP position. It was a little bit higher than what he has done in the past. And then he's like, "Oh, do you think I should apply for it or not?" I'm like, "Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the requirements. Let's take a look at the responsibilities." And we went one by one, and he was amazed because he has done everything in the past. And it was a matter of just positioning things in a way to show, right? To show the company that he has done that, right? Because at the end of the day, like you said, it's about like check, 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 right? And if people check all the marks, then they have a better advantage of being put
Exactly.
in the yes pile rather than the no pile, right?
Yes, exactly. And even I love to have this conversation because for anybody here who knows me, in 2006 I got a job as a technical recruiter without any experience, right? So I must sometimes, even if you don't have the experience, we make sure that by the time the resume goes to the hiring manager, they see something there that they want to call you in for, because
Yes.
as I say, you are not there. So Eric is somebody's putting a ton of stuff there. We're going to talk about that. So oops, Eric, I wanted to talk about what Eric just said. He did as much as he could. Okay, so here is it, Eric. As I said, we're going to get to
Oh, that's
Eric. We have
interesting.
Derek Bozic and we have Eric Barrow. We have lots of Erics here today. So after we finish with Mr. Barrow, we give
Oh,
Bozic.
can I get to
Bozic?
Eric Bozek's
Yeah,
comment?
yeah.
Eric, this
We wanted
is
to do Eric, the other Eric first because he wrote first. So we kind of take them in order.
yeah,
Are
but
you
I don't
okay
think
with
he put
that?
any comment yet, right?
Yeah, he said he did as much as he could. Maybe he could
Okay.
have done better sometimes. I'm having trouble in showing it here, but
Oh yeah.
let
What
us
does
say,
that mean? What does
yeah,
it mean?
that's
What
why
does
you
it
didn't.
mean? Let's be
That
more
why you,
specific, Eric. What
yeah,
does it
yeah,
mean? Give
yeah.
us
Eric, we're gonna come
numbers.
back to you, Eric, and you let me know what you think you could have done better with, right? So let us take this one. It is really
Yes.
big.
10 plus
10
applications sent
plus
out last
applications
year.
sent out last year, working in the video games industry, 15
Mm-hmm.
years of experience, not as a developer, limited opportunities available, especially in my area. However, I'm willing to relocate, but I would
Mm-hmm.
rather change industry, but that's quite challenging when you're
Okay.
all turned 50. So there are a couple of things that we want to unpack in Eric Bozuk's in Eric. Eric, we wish
Yeah,
we had audio up. We could get you on the stage, but we'll
I
get you to
know.
that, right? So you want to take that, Loubna?
Yes. Yes. So the first question is okay, 10 plus applications. What was your strategy what's your strategy when you're looking for a job? Do you have specific target list of companies? How do you approach the whole job search, right? You cannot just send resumes whenever you see a request or just when someone tells you about the position. So it's very important to have a very structured job search strategy and follow that strategy and have specific goals, right? And I mean, 10 plus applications in 1 year, that's an average of one per month, I would say. Maybe that's not a very high number, Eric. So the question is how, uh, how committed are you to finding a new job, because if you tell me you submitted one per month, I would say maybe that's not enough. Okay, so how committed are you to finding a job? What's your timeline? It's very important to set some specific goals, to put some type of urgency. Okay, for example, okay, I want to find a job within the next 60 days, within the next 90 days. Once I have set that goal, what are the things I need to be doing to reach my goal? Because guess what? You develop the vision, you have the goals, and you start executing. It's not just like whatever comes my way, whenever I have time to submit. Job search is like another job, right? It's another job. So that's one comment. And then the other thing I wanted to mention, it's so funny because yesterday I was actually listening to one of the speakers we have this week, and he's in the gaming industry, and he was saying that's going to be the future. So, I mean, I'm not an expert in this industry, but I would invite you, Eric, to do a little bit more research. I mean, you're the one who's an expert in that industry, but I'm just sharing that information I heard yesterday. So who knows? Maybe there are some other uh, geographic locations where there's an expansion, right? And like Yvonne mentioned also, she said, don't let your age be a limiting factor, okay? Because all those limiting beliefs, we need to put them on the side. I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm too big, I'm too short, I'm this, I'm that. Nobody cares. People care about what you're going to do for them, how you're going to help them move the business forward.
Amen.
Okay?
I
So,
sound like I'm in church right now with Luba. Stop. Amen, Luba. Hear this. Eric, I want to pick what you said. I hope you are listening. And guys, if you are on LinkedIn right now, connect with Loubna, connect with me, because I'm sure some of you are not connecting with us, and we put information out all the time. Because when I put information out, every day we write information on LinkedIn. We put we are conscious about what we are putting out. We're not just looking for clips. I'm not looking for clicks. I'm
mhm,
looking to give you the stuff, the really good stuff that you can walk away with and have a takeaway, useful, usable information. So connect with us. But I'm going to unpack what you said here, Eric, and I'm loving this because, first of all, as Lubna explained, you have to have a plan and a goal, because if you had a plan, 50 5 or 10 applications, let us say it's 10, you said 10 plus for a whole year, might have been too low, right? Because you are in an IT. I worked in IT for 20 odd years, right? And I understand IT very well. 10 plus applications in the last year. You are in IT. It is one of the most robust industries or domains. Nobody in IT is supposed to be looking for work, because as you put your hand up, you get job. I'm telling you. And these people make
mhm.
good money, right? So let us
Great
unpack from
money.
the
Yep.
beginning. Let's start from the top. You need to have a plan. Lubna talked about that. The other thing, we're talking about your mindset. We're going to have to change the mindset of people who say that they're turning 50. I career pivoted at 50. Okay, and I spoke with last week I placed a lady, helped a lady get a job. As a matter of fact, right on this app, right on LinkedIn. This lady, she was on LinkedIn, just like you were saying that maybe she was too old. She got three high paying six-figure jobs in 1 week. That is
Yeah.
after we interacted. So it is possible. Don't talk about your age, because when
Yeah.
are you gonna be too? When are you gonna be the right age, Eric? People come to people who are older because of their wisdom. I'm on an app right now. It's called Wisdom. So I'm screening on Wisdom too. People come to you not because you're entry level. Entry level, they take them out of school. But there is work for you at your age, right? Because they are coming to you who is older because of your wisdom. So
Mhm.
just learn that. So don't worry about the age part. Then you said limited opportunities available. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
And this is one time I'm going to tell you, I don't believe you. There are lots of
We,
opportunities available,
yeah.
and you have to say, with what is going on in technologies these days, why would
Mhm.
there be limiting opportunities? Like last week, I was learning about NFTs. Last week, I was
Yes.
learning about Ethereum. Last week, I don't even know if I'm calling it right because I'm older. Old people don't know technology,
Yeah. I
don't
know.
know how to read and study. So last week, I was learning. This week, I was in a clubhouse room listening to people who are talking about jobs in the metaverse. I'm
Yes.
learning about metaverse, right? Right? So
Mm-hmm,
you're
mm-hmm.
in video games industry, and then there was
Booming.
a gentleman who came on who was talking about the video games industry is blowing up in the metaverse, my friend. So it is not,
Yes.
you might not even have the experience in certain things right now, but you're a video guy, so you are going to use your experience and the transferable experience into getting to all these places. Let me tell you something. Your future is big, is huge, right? So after I deal with this little piece and get your confidence up right now, because you need your confidence to be up when
Yes.
we're saying these things.
Yeah.
Now, when you are looking for work, you still haven't told me what you're looking for, because you said work in video games industry, not as a developer. So right now, what are
Mm.
you working as? You haven't told me what you do. Are you a marketer? Are you a communications person within IT and video games? You're not a developer. So what is your role? What is the job that you're looking for?
So
You've
he
had
sounds like he's
he
in
has
supply chain and
yeah,
wholesale
but
and
you don't say I'm
yeah.
looking for a job not as a teacher, or not
Mm.
as a recruiter, or not as a project manager. You have to let me know to get help. So it is a whole thing. To get help, you have to know who you are and what you're
And
looking
what and what you're looking for exactly, and that goes back to having a plan, a clear plan about what you want and what are your end goals and what are the expected outcomes. Okay.
for.
And I mean, now people are working remotely, so
Mhm.
I don't know, Eric, if there are like some companies you can apply for that are global, right? There are different ways to look at things, right?
So
Okay, so you're in account
he gave
management
us
and
more. He
sales
gave us
management.
more account management
So
into
it's
big
account
chains.
management.
Right.
Yeah.
So Eric,
Huh.
there also, yeah, because account management means in sales, right? It's hard to find
Yes.
salespeople in account management. So, Eric, I don't know how you are approaching this, but honestly,
Yeah.
I see a lot, a lot. What other spaces are you in? Are you in the spaces, a lot of the spaces where interacting or networking? Loubna and I are going to talk about networking maybe next week.
Another
Are you
time. Yeah.
networking with other people? Because a lot of the jobs that you're going to find in these developing technologies, we call them emerging technologies. When I was recruiting and all that, they're emerging technologies. There are a lot of work to do in this space, my friend. You got to start
Yes.
networking. Maybe you even need to get on Clubhouse. Maybe you need, because I find a lot of people in those spaces too, right?
He
It's,
needs a
it's
strategy, Yvonne. He needs a
yeah, you
strategy
need strategy.
and account management and sales management. I mean, these are transferable skills. Like you said earlier, you don't need to
Exactly.
stay in the gaming industry.
Mm-hmm.
These are transferable skills, and you can pick and choose which industry makes sense to you, which one is attractive, which one you're passionate about. All right. But you get to sit and ask yourself tough questions, Eric. Okay. It's not like the job is not going to come from the sky. Okay. You're going to sit, you're going to ask yourself tough questions. What do I want? Where do I see my career going? It's not about the job, it's about the career. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now, 6 years from now, even a year from now? Okay. And based on that, you're going to start developing
Yeah.
goals. You get to do that in order to have some traction.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about what he's doing. Honestly, it's like when I see what he says he's doing, because I have been in certain rooms and certain spaces recently, and that business is growing. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, account management and sales, if you have those experience. But if you're on here and saying that I do not see a lot of information in this field, what you're trying to tell the potential employer is, I'm not really a good salesman.
Mm.
So you have to be careful, right? And I'm glad you opened up today, and not it's not
Yes, thank you.
you.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad that you opened up and give us this case study, because if you're
Yeah.
in marketing and sales, you gotta get out there. You gotta get into all these spaces, and the spaces are opening up. I'm telling you, my friend, spaces are
Patience. Yeah.
opening up. So you have to make sure that you get in these spaces. Key account and sales manager, that means you have a lot of experience and a lot of
Yeah.
skills that a lot of people are looking for, right? And if you really love the gaming industry, which I think is opening up, and the reason why it's opening up is because of the whole thing about the metaverse. Honest to God, I learned
Yes.
so
Yes.
much
Yes.
between last week and this week. It's like I went up the stairs to my husband and I say, "Oh my goodness, at my age, there's so much stuff to learn. I gotta go back. I gotta go back and just lengthen the time I have left on earth because I don't know." I said to him, "What's gonna happen in 5 years? There's so much good stuff going on out there." So
So, Yvonne, speaking of information overload, right? Information overload. Think about the recruiters and the hiring manager. They receive piles of resumes, okay? So,
exactly.
in order for you to stand out from the crowd, there's a certain way of organizing your resume. It has to be visually appealing. It has to tell the recruiter right away who you are, what you're looking for, and that's why we said at the beginning, you get to put a lot of time working on your resume. It's like the kids who are applying for college, right? They're writing their essays and they want to stand out from the other applicants. So you get to think about it the same way. And do you know, uh, like, what's the time frame that a hiring manager or a recruiter takes to make a first impression? Can you guys take a guess? Hmm? To decide if I'm going to put you in the yes pile or the no pile, if I'm going to call you for an interview or I'm not going to call you. Do you guys know what the time frame is? Okay, I don't know if we will see the answers quickly.
They
It's
don't.
6 seconds. So you better grab my attention right away. Okay. And that's why, like, writing the resume is a whole art. Right, Yvonne? It's the
Yes, and I
visual,
want to
it's
just
the
add. I want to add to the 6 second rule, so that the job seekers don't get because I see it on LinkedIn a lot, so they don't get confused with that a lot. When we get a resume, if there sometimes it's probably take 1 second because if you write a resume for a job and you have no experience at all, just take a resume from your database. I've seen it before. I was
Mm,
hiring for IT IT administrator, and somebody was administrator somewhere but no IT experience. That wouldn't take more than a second because as
exactly.
you look
Yeah.
at that resume, you would know. So pretty much, if there is nothing, it's not going to take any time. But if you have information on your resume, we take lots more than the 6 seconds. So, and I think that 6 second rule came about because somebody was trying to demonstrate if you apply for a job with without the experience or no demonstration of anything, it's going to take less time. You're going to go into that no pile. And that is
Hmm.
why I like to highlight the fact that if you have a resume in front of you, if you have a job description, make sure that your resume is like a response to a request for proposal,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you have competition. So you have to put in the best response to the request for the
Yeah.
proposal, right?
So,
So I'm excited about Eric. I'm so excited because he's in an area, he's doing some things, and there's so much going on, Loubna,
yes.
in that word and in that
Hmm.
field. You might not get it tomorrow, but as Loubna said, you should have a plan. You should
Yes.
look at really what you want and sit down and map out all your skills and abilities and
Yes.
decide where you want to go. If you want to stay in the gaming industry as with all the skills that you have
Hmm.
in sales and all that, then you're going to start focusing, and there are different domains where you can apply your skills, as she was saying, and then you focus and start looking for the jobs in that area, and then you before you even write your resume, that should have been done.
Yeah. So let's focus on the structure of a resume a little bit, Yvonne. right?
Mhm.
Let's talk about that. And also, if you guys have specific questions about how to structure a resume, please put them in the chat. All right? Yeah, just go ahead and put some of your specific questions. All right? So, how should a resume be structured? How long it should be? And the first thing I would say, I mean, a resume is different than curriculum vitae. Okay, people who are in academia, people who are in the healthcare industry or in the medical field, sometimes they are requested to have a curriculum vitae with list of publications and awards and this and that. Okay, it's much, much longer. But if you're applying for a job and it's usually in the business arena, I would I usually recommend no more than 2 pages because recruiters don't have time, right? Again, it's about grabbing their attention. It's about telling them what they want to hear right away. And like we said, there's a whole art of doing that. So, in the top section of a resume, of course, you're going to have your name and you're going to have your credentials. You want to highlight them right away. Okay? You tell people things they want to know right away. You don't let them go to page two to get that information. You grab their attention, and if they're interested in learning more, they go further down into page one and then they go to page two, right? So, yeah, so these are like some of the things to keep in mind. And yes, yes, Daniela, exactly. Value proposition, we call that value proposition. We call it also executive summary. You want to tell people who you are, what type of expertise you have, how many years of experience, what type of projects you worked on, what type of employers you worked for, and what you're passionate about. You're not going to write something like, oh, I'm looking for a job in this. Again, I mean, no offense. Nobody cares about what you want, okay? It's about what they're looking for, all
I
right?
see.
And don't
Same
take it the
thing.
wrong way, but this is what it is. You want to keep that mindset. How am I going to promote myself? How am I going to position myself? Right, Yvonne? So,
Yes, that's important. I just want to say a little bit, Alumna, about the resume length from my situation.
mhm,
Um, Sometimes it's good for the professional to find out where they're sending their resume, because
mhm,
if you know the client a little bit and know and the area too. For example, if you're in certain countries, you can put a picture on it and it is fine. In Canada, we'd laugh you out of town, right? So you have to understand the place. So understand, I would say, because I think your career is a business, understand your market. Where are you sending that resume? And when it comes to resume length, for me and as a past recruiter, with the system that I worked in, it didn't matter so much about the length, because if you're sending, and that was a lot of government. So if you're sending to government, because in the industry, or if you're sending to an agency that deals with government, because they respond to proposals, because they have to have all the, if they want 10 years of experience, you have to show 10 years on your resume and 10 years in every job, and every
mhm,
requirement they ask you, they have to see it in 10 years worth of experience. So it depends where you're sending a resume. Just remember that, because if you're sending a resume to the Bank of Canada, they ask you for 5 pages. If they send your resume and you're in Ottawa and you're sending to the Export Development Canada, they will accept 10 pages. And you might want to know, what the hell do they
mm,
want 10 pages for? It is because most of those positions are senior positions, and they want to see some detail, like for a security analyst
mhm,
and stuff like that. In the private sector in Canada, it doesn't matter so much. Try, you can even do up to 5 pages and get away with it, right?
mhm,
But
mhm,
I
mhm.
always say, make sure that your resume tells the right story, because as Lubna was saying, if your value proposition is on point, my friends,
Yeah.
if your value proposition is on point, and kind of when they read that, and the selected professional experience for even the last job you did it on point, they're going to read more. They're going to look,
Exactly.
as a matter of fact, they might even just go to that and decide to bring you in. If you were at a place for 5 years and
Yeah.
your last job was even 5 years and you have good juice in there with all the things that they asked for, like it was on point, they probably wouldn't even
Yeah.
go. They probably just skim to the back and say, okay, let me look at the education now. So you have to know where you're sending your resume. And also remember, if you are junior, coming, if you put on your resume your qualifications first. When I was reading a resume and people put the qualifications up the top, for example, the list of the schools and the universities and
Yeah.
everything, I used to say that this person is just leaving school. Because
Yes.
every in school universities that what they teach them to do to make
Mm-hmm.
sure, because you don't have the experience yet.
Yeah.
But when they're looking for loads of experience, they're going straight to your experience, regardless of your education. So just
Exactly.
remember that when you're reading the job description and the company that where you're going to, deal with it as if you're dissecting a piece of information in order to respond. That's what you, and every job is not the same, right? Because
Yes.
why are we telling you this? You might be saying, why is she going through all that stuff? You either want the job or you don't want the job. You either want to spend 6 months looking for a job or you want to spend 2 months. It is the
Mm-hmm.
difference between spending 2 months looking for a job and spending 6 months to a year looking for a job. I see people on LinkedIn from last year, January, and they're still looking for a job. And I don't understand what's going on there.
I know. And think about all the money you're leaving on the table. Think about all the money you're losing. Okay? Like Yvonne said, if you think about your career like a business, you're going to do all those calculations and you want to make sure that that's enough. Okay, you get to have something that's structured, you need to have a plan, you need to know exactly how to do it. And if you guys are interested in learning more, you can reach out to either one of us. Okay, and see what's possible for you as well. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's
So,
available as
guys,
well.
reach out to Loubna on LinkedIn, reach out to myself on LinkedIn. And also remember that we have, Loubna has a website and we're going to show you in the end. And I have a website. I also have LinkedIn, YouTube. So you can find us, you can reach out to us
Yeah.
and find. But I like what Loubna just said a while ago. Don't leave money on the table. If you're looking for a job for 6 months, and you
Yeah.
could have found a job in 1 month, and if you were making, say, 4,000, say $5,000 a month, that's a reasonable number, right?
Yeah, let's take
It's
that
not high,
number.
it's not too high, not too low.
Yeah,
Say if you did not find that job for 5 months, you just lost $25,000.
exactly.
Okay,
Hmm.
because if you take 6 months, and some people on LinkedIn are looking for a job for more than 10 months, so say 10, right? So you just lost $50,000 because you did not do it right at the beginning. You need to do it right at the beginning. When you're looking for a job, spend a week or two before you even start looking and working on your collateral, your documents, your collateral.
Yes.
And Lubna will tell you, Lubna and I believe that the LinkedIn profile and the resume go together
Oh,
because your resume
yes.
is your interview generator and the LinkedIn profile is the recruiter magnet. When you're
Yes.
looking for you, we're going to talk about that because we're going to talk about networking next week. So we'll
Yeah.
talk about LinkedIn profile, networking on all these social media apps and all that. So next week
Hmm.
is supposed to be even more exciting. So here's your call to action. You're going to go to LinkedIn. You're going to connect with Lubna. You're going to connect with me. You're going to watch out for a post every week that
Yeah.
we come on at 12:30 on these apps. We're on Wisdom. We're on LinkedIn. We're on YouTube. We're all over the place. And you can find us because we want to give you the right tips. Okay?
So we have a few more minutes, okay, and let's talk a little bit more about what's next, right? The structure of the resume. So, like we said, you put the credentials at the beginning, you put the value proposition, and you can also have a section, especially if you have more than 10, 15, 20 plus years of experience. You want to have a section that's called career highlights and achievements. You want to kind of summarize what people want to know about you. Okay. Um you summarize the biggest projects you have worked on. And of course, this would be an area that you can customize when you're applying for different jobs. If it's the same types of jobs, you don't need to change things often. But let's say you are applying to two completely different industries and the type of requirements are totally different, then you want to customize that career highlights and career achievements. Okay, and you talk about specific project, what was the situation, what did you do, and what was the main outcome, what were the results. Because as an employer, this is what I would like to see. Can, if you did it for someone else before, I mean, I have some type of understanding that you can do it for my company as well. Okay, and then you move to the professional experience section where you describe things in detail, starting with last position you have held. Okay, and again, when you're describing your position, your achievements, you want to put numbers in there. You want to quantify things. You don't want to say, oh, responsible for X, Y, and Z. Uh-uh. You want to use verbs that show that you have taken the lead, that you have managed, that you have led, that you have developed. Okay, many times I see people say, oh, responsible. What does that mean? Did you do it on your own? Did you work with a team? Were you the one in charge? How many people were working with you? So again, you want to be very, very specific about what you put in each section.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we have today is we it's not so easy to get into the structure on a chat
Mm,
like this unless we have something visual to show you. So
yes.
I have something on my website, and you can check out Lubna's website too. On my website, I have a resume, and resume optimization framework. So if you go to my website, goalinspiredcareercoaching.com, you can download my resume optimization framework, and it also has um, words that you can use to describe,
Mhm.
descriptive words that you need, not descriptive, verbs that you can use, design,
Yes,
develop,
action
created, action words
action
that make
oriented
your
verbs.
resume
Yes.
pop, right? So
Hmm.
action words, and it also gives you information of about that your resume should be clean and cluttered, and the no's and the yeses about writing a resume. So it is something for a framework. If you go there, check the website out, grab it, goalinspiredcareercoaching.com. Remember the HTTPS. And Lubna also has a website, and that is her website there, Advances Consulting. So it is ADVANCIS consulting.com. So you go there, browse, land, and learn, guys, because in order to know anything, listen, Lubna has been doing this for years, right? She's Dr. Lubna, as the identification. She worked in a university. She helped a lot of people in the past. She has a lot of experience with the mindset training and all that. I have been a recruiter and recruiting director for more than 20 years. I've worked in IT, guys. So you come to us, we give you information. You go to our website, you land and learn. Honestly, I have a blog too that I give it to you. I give you the tickets that you need
Yes,
to do this, right? If you need help, if you need extra help, hand holding, then you come to us for a private coaching. But
exactly.
if you don't have a lot of money, you don't need any hand holding, there is so much information out there for you to succeed. And the reason
Hmm.
why we're having these
Friday.
Friday lunch and learns.
You're ready for the weekend.
Yeah, ready for the weekend. The reason why we're having lunch and learn, guys, tell your friends to come into our lunch and learn. Listen, we know that not everybody has the money to go and pay for the hand holding, right? Because we
Yeah,
know that we want to help you, but there are people who wants to do more and can pay for the hand holding. When we have these things,
exactly.
we want you to come in. We want everybody to succeed, whether you have $10 million, $5 million, $10, or $1, right? So we want to
Yvonne,
get excited
we
about you guys.
we are here to serve, okay? And we've had help from other people. We had free help. We had coaches we invested in. Okay, so the sky is the limit when it comes to setting yourself up for success. Okay, you get to decide what you need. There are a lot of free tips out there, but if you guys want to take your career to the next level and you want more hand holding, I mean, you can reach out to us and see what's possible. And
Most
again,
definitely.
you make the decision how important is your career to you, and how fast you want to land that dream job, that dream career, and start getting paid what you deserve and stop
Exactly.
leaving money on the table.
I
Okay,
was
so we
going to
have a
say
couple.
something else about that, Loubna. So,
Yes.
a lot of you might even wondering, Loubna and Yvonne, are you sisters? Did you come from the same country? No. Did you meet on LinkedIn? No. Loubna, next week we're going to talk about networking. Tell them a little bit
Yes.
about where you are right now, and how you and I met and where you are right now. Where are
Oh
you?
my
Look
God.
at that fancy place
Yes.
behind you.
I
So,
remember how we met. So
right.
last August, we joined a Facebook challenge that was offered by two amazing coaches. Okay, and then at the end of those 7 days, they had an offer to join their program, and Yvonne and I signed up, and we started having our calls with our coach, which is actually the gentleman that I'm with now, like with another group of people, and we're on a retreat. And Yvonne and I, okay, we used to meet in those Zoom calls, and then we saw that we were in the same area. Okay, and we are all here to serve. We want to make sure that people are advancing and growing, and all the things we get from other people we want to be sharing. Okay, and that should be the mindset. We're not competing, we're not trying to get, you know uh, uh, things and make people make the decisions that don't serve them, but we want you to know that there are so many resources available out there for everyone. Okay, and the sky
Awesome.
is the limit.
Sky's
So
the limit. Sky's the limit. Guys, we want you to join our community, bring people into our
yes,
community, because as I can tell you right now, you cannot do it alone. Try doing it alone, especially to grow your career. You have nobody to bounce it off. I have a grown daughter, right? And she's a PhD, right? And when she got her job, because she had me coming out of university, it only took her 3 weeks to get a
awesome.
job, right? A great job, right? But she had me. You have to have people in your life. Some of
Yeah.
us, when I grew up, I didn't have my parents. I couldn't go to them to ask them advice like this. So you
Mm,
have to have people in your life who are going to help you along the way. So don't stay in your little corner and say, "Oh, I'm shy.
yeah.
I'm shy." You weren't born shy. Shy is what you develop while you grow up, and we got to shed some of the shyness, and you got to be able to
Yes.
reach out to people, and don't be afraid, because you can reach out to people, my friends, and they will do, if they can't help you, they will put you onto somebody who can help you. Eric came on here
Exactly.
today, and Eric said, "Listen, I have this problem, I have this issue right now. I talked to Eric today, and I say, Eric, I'm so excited of the area that you're in. Maybe you should be on Clubhouse. Maybe you should be talking to people in these areas. Maybe you should be linking up. Maybe Eric never even know about Clubhouse. I don't know. Maybe he does. But what
Yeah.
I'm saying, when you get into these spaces, you learn something. So
Exactly.
the
Keep
last
an
thing,
open mind. Keep
keep
an
an
open mind.
open mind. Get into these spaces, guys. Grows your I'm tongue twisting. Grow your career. Get into these spaces. Sometimes communication specialists. We bring on um, we bring on all kinds of specialists for you on our shows. And in previous shows, we are
Yeah.
shows to come. We are going to bring on some other specialists who can talk to you on a Friday about your confidence building, your communication building, resume
Mhm.
writing, resume tips. We don't. We know. I know a lot. Loubna know a lot, but other people also know a lot, and they can present it in a way that you know that you can look at
Yes.
the different ways we present. So I just want to say
Yes.
thanks a lot for coming today. I don't know if Loubna has something else she wants to
No,
say.
yeah, like one last thing I would like to reiterate. Keep a positive mindset and stop talking to yourself negatively and stop saying, oh, I don't think I have the skills. I don't think there are positions. I don't think this. No. Focus on your goal and what you want to achieve and go after it. Nobody is going to stop
Exactly.
you but you. Okay? So keep going
Awesome.
after what you want. And thank you so much for joining us. It
Yes.
was a
Thank you for
pleasure to
joining
be
us, guys. Remember, as Lubna says,
Thank you.
no weak words about your skills, your abilities, or anything like that. Come to a room, come here every Friday, and let's talk about it. It's so that we can remind you. You get up and you say something. This what you call it? This empowering word about yourself. When you
Yes.
hear us talk, then you will say, "Okay, I remember." Even and Lubna says, "Know these empowering words about
Yeah.
myself." Know these empowering words, guys. Know these empowering words. You have skills, you have a bunch of skills that you don't even know about, right?
Yeah.
We want to help you to discover those skills that are in you. And we want you guys to be the best that you can be in your career. Listen, Lubna,
Yes. Thank
she was
you.
top of her career. I was top of my career, guys. We want to bring you along with us. So we want to take you into the spaces that we are going in. We want you to take you into the spaces where we go in and see value and bring back to you so that you can grow in your career because we are all about career growth, guys. I was senior
Yes.
director of recruiting. Hey, and Lubna is a PhD director, doctor. I don't even know. She got so much stuff going on. So, guys, we want to lift you up and bring you with us because we
Yes.
know that you can be the
Yes.
best that you
You're
can
not
be
alone. You're
in
not
your
alone
career.
anymore. You guys have us.
Listen,
Okay?
you're
So
not
we'll
alone,
see you
guys. Reach out to
next
us.
week.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you, Nabita.
Thank
See you
you.
next week. We're gonna go out with our nice little reggae music right now, guys. And thank you for coming.